Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Tuesday morning. Not many days till it's Christmas. I know a lot of y'all are doing all the Christmas shopping, and I hope y'all are ahead of us, because we just hadn't done a whole lot. We were talking about that last night. We got to get on the ball, so hopefully we'll get something done this week. Don't wait till the last minute, you guys. Okay, our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and hard-working crew up there in Southport. We're looking at a high today of only 67, low of 48, and our water temperature is 68.7, and that's coming from the pier. And it's been a little bit warmer when it comes out of the channel. We were talking about that. Our river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do, especially this nice weather we're having this week. It's going to be the rest of this week's going to be really nice. I mean, really cool temperatures, and it's going to be good weather. Looking at our place called Bluntstown, great shape, right at 5.9. The Choctawhatchee Caryville, 4.1. And I know a lot of folks are getting to do some stuff on the river this past weekend. The squirrel hunters were still out there, and it's been a good time on the rivers. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're still back in neap tides. Just not much going on with tidal flow today. The wind now will be coming out of northeast at about 10. And speaking of the wind, I watched Sunday morning. We got up and it's flat calm, which is not unusual for the bay to be flat calm early in the morning. Well, we messed around a bit, went to church, and came back. It's still flat calm all day long. Sunday, it was just flat calm. You don't usually, that's almost rare. You just don't see that all day long where it just stays flat calm. So I just thought that was unique. Here it was, end of November with that kind of situation there. But the tides were not moving much, the wind was not moving much, everything just sort of still, very calming. Okay, let's take a break, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I want to say good morning, Leo. Saw he and his lovely wife the other day working out. Really good to see you. Appreciate you watching Panhandle Outdoors. Speaking of Panhandle Outdoors, I wasn't going to say anything, but I got to say something about these Christmas decorations. I'm very proud of them, and it's sort of the reason I was telling Jeff, this is the first time that Gail let me do them by myself, and she trusts me to do it. I think they look beautiful, but I promise I'll get a call after the show that I probably should move the snowman that way. Okay, now. But after 15 years of training, she trusted me to do the Christmas decorations right. I don't remember if the wreath went down below this or in front of it or where, but I think it looks good, don't y'all? Well, let's move on with some pictures. Okay, we're always talking about outdoor photography. I use Tess Randall Jolly as a great example, and we've talked about her all the time. And she went ahead and named this deer nickname Spook, because she's photographed on her property since 2015. And she said he typically sheds his velvet on or around October 10th. Isn't that a great study? So now Spook is 7 years old this fall, and it didn't start peeling until October 28th, with the buck showing little effort to polish off the hardened rack. The old boy obviously isn't shied by dangling velvet shreds. You can see what she's talking about. That's an old deer. That's 7 years old. She's been able to identify it, and quite honestly, they may harvest this deer this year because, like I say, he's not going to live much longer, and don't want him to lose his teeth and starve to death. And good photography. See the velvet coming off, though? That's what I was talking about, the clarity and all. Good job, Tess Randall Jolly. Grew up in Ocala, Florida. My buddy Randy Burling down in Howard Creek during the Thanksgiving holidays took his grandson. My grandson William bagged his second hog today, exactly 1 year later. I think he just got a tradition now of hunting with his granddad at Thanksgiving, and it was a great day shared in the woods. So good job, William. And here's a picture of him posing with it. And that's some good meat, folks, I'm telling you. There's Randy. All right. They spent Thanksgiving at Howard Creek with his daughter and her family. Okay, Terry from Blue Water. Fishing was good in the creek. Also saw a spoonbill hanging out with two storks. This will probably be the most fish I'll keep this year. wanted to entice my nephew to make the trip here. So Terry catches and releases a lot, but he does keep some to eat. So that is a nice mess of fish down there at the creek, one of the feeder creeks going in the big river. How about Ken Paramore? He just keeps the tradition going on Thanksgiving Day, and here it is right here. Good job. I got a bigger picture. Good job, Ken. It may not be a giant, but that's a fine Florida buck right there. Ken is a good deer hunter. Garrison Rosie, one of my former students, he's a fishing guide, and he makes a living as a fishing guide. He just absolutely has this passion for fishing, and he took his daughter, Lita, and I went on a venture. So freshwater, he's a saltwater guide, and he's a good fisherman. Good job, Garrison Rosie. That's a good picture there. Listen, did y'all see this? 2 Auburn students win $1 million bass fishing tournaments, and I went ahead and read about it. They won $1 million first place. It was by Bass Pro Shops. It's a National Bass Fishing Amateur Team Championships. There were 350 teams in 3 days, and they pulled the last. They got 5 fish for 16 pounds. That's really only a little bit over 3 pounds of fish. And they also won. Listen to this at the bottom. They also won a Toyota Tundra Crew Max and a Nitro Z bass boat. I was wondering how they're going to divide that up. Who's going to get the truck? Who's going to get the boat? I figured they might do a coin toss on it, but who says fishing doesn't pay? And he can tell you, honey, I got to go fishing this weekend. We may win a truck or something. But that's the the bass fishing college teams and all. It's interesting that Auburn won it. I was glad to see a Southeastern Conference team win, especially a school like Auburn that does so much with outdoors, and they really, the forestry program they've had up there since they started school. It started as an agricultural school, and and they've always had a great reputation of doing these kind of outdoor festivities and different things. And I had friends go to Auburn, and I got great education all doing that. So it's just ironically and also pleasingly ironically that Auburn won that. Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Hope you're planning some good outdoor activities and getting ready to do some Christmas shopping for outdoorsmen. By the way, I have that 10 top outdoor gifts for the outdoorsmen. We'll talk about that later, but I still have a lot of pictures that sort of still filtering in from the Thanksgiving weekend. So let's go to this one here. I call him the fishing preacher man or the preaching fisherman. Steve Taylor, the pastor at Emerald Coast Fellowship. My kind of Black Friday. Steve, I'm proud of you, buddy. And that's exactly how to spend a Black Friday. Steve Taylor, good job. Okay. Kendall took this. David Hawkins sent this. David Hawkins, Kendall took her second buck ever this afternoon. I wouldn't trade these memories for anything in the world. That statement right there, the memories you do in outdoors, is just special. And here's a picture of Kendall. That is a big buck. Congratulations. Here's another. Look at that big old smile on her face. She's happy right there. David Hawkins, the family. Good job. Okay, Mark Deaton, down at Howard Creek. A lot of folks, they couldn't decide whether to hunt or fish. And Mark is a fisherman, and that is a good mess of crappie right there, coming out of Howard Creek. He's got a hole there. I'm gonna have to follow him down there one day. Jennifer Amanda King with a nice buck. Good job, Jennifer. Good job. And how about this is really interesting. This is just first time getting my hands on a dream bird. Taylor McGuffin here. This is just see where's that? Stuttgart, Arkansas. That's ground zero for duck hunters right there. Really, they have the actual national championship duck calling there, and I'm so proud of getting something like that. That's something to be proud of, and good job. Okay, Donnie Ashley Messer. Listen, great weekend in the woods. My hubby got a 9-point this evening and a hog yesterday, and I got a hog this evening. We sure love fall. Ashley Messer and Donnie Messer. Good job, Donnie, with a big buck. They got a big boar hog, and they got some meat in the freezer. Matthew Wright. Well, there's some nice deer harvested on the folks. What a night. Eventful hunt. Listen to this. Read this one. What a night. was an eventful hunt that my little girl prayed really hard that Daddy would bring home deer meat. Glad I had a good grocery trip. There's all kinds of stories behind these deer hunts. That's a good one there. Good job, Matthew. And it was cold out there. Okay, I'm gonna get back to this one. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna take a break now from the pictures. That's a tag on a duck. I'm gonna show that later on. We're talking about tagging duck hunts and all. Okay, one thing I wanted the list of different things to do for outdoorsmen. I want to get to that now. We talk about it often about, you know, what do you enjoy in outdoors? We sort of have to focus on, you know, if you're just a big hunter, you want to get hunt stuff or whatever they do. But I just have a random list with outdoorsmen in general, and I just, of course, number one, go to Panhandle Outdoor Shop and buy some shirts and all, and caps and that kind of stuff. That's number one. That's important. Decals, all that. Okay, number two, and these are no specific order, a guided fish trip. And we have some excellent fishermen and fishing guides around here throughout the Panhandle, from Apalachicola Bay and St. Joe Bay, St. Andrew Bay, and Choctawhatchee Bay. I know a lot of these guys. They're good. If they were not good, they couldn't make a living doing it. And so and it's not that expensive by the time you put all the stuff together, and the memories, like we saw in that picture earlier, the memories you make catching those fish and all just can't be replaced. So I would, you know, you can give a gift certificate, call up the guide, you go online. I know a bunch of them hate to start rattling off names because I know I'll leave off somebody. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but just go online and, like I say, just get a gift certificate, and you can go, you know, in the springtime, early summer, whatever, just a gift certificate for Christmas for that. Same way, number three, with hunting trips. You saw different hunting trips you can go on. There's the same situation there. There's some Alabama's got them, Georgia's got them, and North Florida has some hunting trips with guides, and that same situation there. Number four, get some camping equipment. I'm still a grassroots camper. I think I can still feel comfortable getting in a tent with a good sleeping bag, with a little bit of air mattress now, and camping. I often think about getting back on the Appalachian Trail. My grandkids told me the other day I need to go and finish it, but I told them I don't know. But any kind of camping equipment, they have all kinds of stuff now. And just, you know, if you get a chance to camp late winter or really early spring, that's going to be a good time. So camping equipment. Number five, just good boots. It could be hiking boots, any kind of outdoor boots. And you just, I know I've got several pair of them. Snake bite proof boots, that's always a good gift. C&G has those down there, and that's always good. Those kind of boots, waders, any kind of waders, and you know, so wet in this area in the wintertime and all, so some kind of waterproof boots. Number six, any kind of gun. I especially want to talk about the lightweight guns for shooting trap, skeet shooting. Like a little 20 gauge over and under is an ideal gun. Some are using even 410s and all, but a 20 gauge is an ideal gun. And take that kid to the shooting range and let them just shoot at targets and all, get an idea of shooting and feel comfortable with a gun. We need a lot of that. And again, you saw and we talked about North Bay Haven doing it. They had like 52 kids on their skeet shooting team the first year they've done that. So that tells you the kids will do it if we'll expose them to it and let them see what's going on. So a good gun like that is good. Or even a BB gun or something, just a little target practice. Okay, number seven, binoculars. I mention binoculars every year, but Chip we spent our Thanksgiving down at the Cape, and Chip and his family came down and spent Thanksgiving with us for a couple of days, and we just had the best time. He had a new pair of binoculars. He's one of these guys, if he sees something, he'll just go buy it. I always had to save him money up, but he had some binoculars, but inside of it was a rangefinder. So we were looking out, and he'd show me a house. Okay, that would be 217 yards. I mean, it would tell you how far the house was or how far the deer is going to be or whatever. And I've often wondered, I've always guessed how wide the peninsula is at Cape San Blas, and we're outside the state park. So that area there, because I can see the bay on one side, I can see the Gulf over there. So what we did, I found a house on the Gulf. I got a distance there, and then I'm right in the middle. So then I found a house on the bay, and I always said it's somewhere around 500 yards. Well, folks, when we added those two yards together, the peninsula is like 600 yards wide right there. So that's interesting. But anyway, what a great gift! Some binoculars with a rangefinder on them. I played with that thing all weekend. The hunters, the archery, everybody does that now in archery and all. You can buy a separate rangefinder, but this is built into binoculars. I don't know how much it costs, but they're really nice. Okay, let's do one more. Well, let's go and take a break. Come back. I've got some more of these real cool stuff. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. Let's take a look at a fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. We're looking at the time 7:13 or 9:13 this evening, 7:37 to 9:37. Speaking of shooting ranges, the Bay County Shooting Range is now opening it a couple of nights a week for some shooting, and that's an excellent time. I'm glad they're doing that. Some guys and girls that work all day still gives them a chance to go and shoot at a weeknight and still not mess up the weekend, still want to shoot. Let me show you, I got a couple of other pictures too before we get back to it. We're talking about duck hunting. Colby Sims, check out this beautiful Drake wood duck. When I picked him up, I noticed he was banded, and I'll show you the closer up picture right here. Beautiful Drake wood duck, and Colby's one that had that great weekend before Thanksgiving. And here's the tag on it. See that little tag right there? And you take the number off that tag, and you can go online now and you find out where he was tagged, and he was shot here in Bay County. And that was the shoot they had. I think about 3 of those guys hunting, and they've been having a good duck season. So I'm really proud of them for doing that, and so many other things too. I'm not going to get to finish a lot of this stuff, but let me finish this list anyway. Where was I at? I was at number 7, binoculars. Again, what you're looking through the 2 eyes, but right here in the center, it gives you a red digital readout. You move it around, it changes, and you have to focus on one thing. But that's cool right there. And also, we'll talk about. There's still some books out there. I'll tell you about the situation there. There's still some books out there. If you want, I didn't put that down here, but I just thought about it because someone texted me this weekend about where to find a book. Okay, I also put on this is number 8, Mast and Snorkel. I know it's wintertime, but Mast and Snorkel, and it's fun just getting out there. And like I say, you need to replace those things. I tried to hold on mine too long. They just get some leaks around. So, use them a little while, and when they start getting cracks on the lining right there, that's when it's time to just get rid of them. It's hard for me to get rid of stuff, but buy some of this new stuff. Sometimes talking about it's not made like the old ones. These are right. It's not made like the old ones. They're better on Mast and Snorkels. So they're really, really good ones there. So that's a good little idea for outdoorsmen. Number 9, custom rods. You've seen we've had the Sandhill custom rods. We've had folks on here before. You can, what's so good about it, you can put names on it, you can put different colors and all, and I'm gonna get them to come back on the show. We'll talk about that. I know you're watching this morning. Give me a call and we'll set up if you can do something before now Christmas. But anyway, that's a custom rods are really neat. Let's see, number 10, and also reels. Again, reels, they don't make them like they used to. Thank goodness. The new ones with the ball bearings and all, they just get better and better. I bought one 10 years ago. Said it can't get better than this. And now they're better than that. So, and that's the evolution, just like cars and trucks. It just gets better and better. But reels are really cool, and especially if you want to do specific kind of bass fishing or surf fishing, they sort of tailor make them for that now. So reels are always a good Christmas present. Number 11, if you have a little bit extra money, about a boat, about a truck, 40 acres, okay, something like that. But anyway, also the canoes and kayaks, especially kayaks. Kayaks are really popular right now, and that's going to be a good gift. I wanted to read this to you because again, I just busted out laughing when I read it because it's so good. Okay, here we go right here. Coach, okay, let's read the top one right here. Coach, the top line. Coach, thank you for the Crime Stoppers gun raffle. I just won a 10 millimeter. That was November, okay, look at the date, November 19th. What happened? This is on Friday. Coach, I now have won a 10 millimeter to go with a 9 millimeter I won last week, thanks to Crime Stoppers. I said, that's awesome, put a big smile on my face, happy for you. I'm gonna buy more tickets next year. Jeff, we gotta buy more tickets next year. But if you remember now, he's the second one that was watching the show when it came on, and Okay, well, Russell was on here. Here's the other one. I want to bring it back. Remember this? This was back in. This is John. He won a 12 gauge and a 20 gauge. Okay, so here, that tells you the importance of watching Panhandle Outdoors and taking go ahead and buying some of those tickets. And again, when you do something like that, that money goes to a great cause, and that's how a lot of these raffles are. The money they make off that goes to a great cause. Crime Stoppers, helping, finding those crooks and all, putting them in jail. But then you have a chance to win. But to win twice is something. To have two people win twice is really good. So I just wanted to bring that out to you. I've got some other things. I'm not going to have time to get into it. I do this Saturday. Let me before I bring this up. Anyway, this Saturday, this boat right here, I'll mention it today. I'll talk about it more tomorrow. They're gonna the trophy catch FWC puts on. Somebody will win this boat Saturday from just a random drawing. So we'll talk more about it. The trophy catch is when you catch an 8-pounder, take a picture of it and release it. Then you're in the trophy catch. And there've been quite a few. Most of them are in the Central Florida area, because that's where a lot of 8-pounders are. But I know some folks up here have caught 8-pounders, taking a picture, sending it in. So that's that trophy catch, and they'll do a random drawing Saturday, December 4th. So anyway, got to start wrapping things up. Thank you all for watching this show. We got a special guest coming on tomorrow. We enjoyed putting it on for you. And don't forget to start the Christmas shopping. And always do something good today for your fellow man. Enjoy the outdoors, especially this week. You have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.